Welcome to 2023 and week 17 in the NFL is almost in the books and the new year kicked off hard with a lot of crazy NFL action that created some massive waves on eBay in the football card world. So let's look at the top 10 players going up out of week 17, baby. Let's look at the teams that have clinched, that are in the hunt, on the bubble. Some of these guys are really starting to take off in football card prices based on the supply and demand of what I'm seeing. So let's dig into all that action. Let's go. Number one, once again, is Brock Purdy with the San Francisco 49ers. They get a 37-34 overtime victory over the Raiders. The 49ers now improved to 12-4, riding a league-leading 9-game win streak. Brock Purdy looks like a veteran on the fields. The Raiders are officially eliminated from the playoffs. Purdy goes 22 for 35, 284 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, but a 95.4 quarterback rating. Check out the stock from Brock Purdy. That Prestige Chronicles base card still selling for about $30 to $40. Now we've got his mosaic out in the market. Look at some of these certified cards out of 50. Teal Mirror, $255 in auction on a Monday afternoon. Talk about getting the week started off right, the new year started off right. Check out this red certified mirror, 21 out of 25 sticker auto, $860 authenticity guarantee. Check out the stock of that base mosaic card. This is a card that for Joe Burrow right now sells for around $20 to $30. For your man Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, who is highly relevant, leading the 49ers to the playoffs. Got a $49.99 best offer accepted. About $50 on his base mosaic. Look, a couple $100, $650 for that sticker rookie auto, non-serial numbered. And we got a spotlight in this game on Christian McCaffrey because he made fantasy managers happy across the nation. He rushed for 121 yards and a touchdown on just 19 carries, averaging 6.4 yards per attempt. But it wouldn't be a CMC masterclass without some production through the air as well, as he duly caught 6 of his 9 targets for 72 yards. Check out this optic out of 149, PSA 10 selling for over $200. For this National Treasures NFL Gear Triple Trio Prime, 14 out of 25 with the on-card auto selling for $300 in a buy it now. Collegiate Flawless numbered out of 25 for $130, best offer accepted. You got the die cut from Select numbered out of 99 going for about $40, $50. CMC's graded card market cooled off a lot after the initial spike from the trade, but you can see now San Francisco clear NFC favorite heading into the playoffs. That Optic PSA 10 now up to a trend of $85. The Prism PSA 10 to a trend of $120 almost. Those are slight increases, starting to see an upward trajectory again in his cards. Be interesting to see how he's utilizing the playoffs, but I expect a heavy workload and dose of CMC. Check out that field level silver up to 125. Got an Oakland spotlight on Jarrett Stidham. He hung in there big time, guys. He's the current starting quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders since how they benched Derek Carr for the remaining weeks. Likely to move on from Derek Carr this offseason, the free agency draft hype cycle. Stidham hung in there, really threw a couple dimes to Devontae, went 23 for 34, 365 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. That's 108.1 quarterback rating. And if you bought Stidham at the dirt floor basement prices of a few weeks ago, you can see the percentage increase on his graded card market, like the Prism PSA 10 to a new trend of almost $50. Look how low that was before. That card's got a population of 1,291. You can see that upward trajectory. Even if we zoom out and look at the 6-month or the 1-year chart, we're talking about all-time 1-year highs for this man right here at about $50, 45, 64 was a nice little high there. So if we sort here by buy it now, just look at the buy it now transactions yesterday. I think a $74 was probably the high, $75 high in that buy it now. You can see the jump from Sunday to, if we go back to before Sunday or earlier on Sunday, we can see a lot of transactions around that $25, $28, $16 transactions Saturday. December 31st in the afternoon, up to $75. Very nice flip there. Very nice flip there. Shout out to our man Raven Invest on the Quest, sharing a few flips that he had of the week. He flipped them super quick electronically on comc.com. They do have a software integration with eBay, so it is interesting that the buyers could have been through eBay, bought the card from COMC, or they could have bought it from COMC, but nice little ROI percentage even on some very small, non-rookie, interesting base cards there. It's also important to know that Derek Carr is seeing a slight bump from this news that he's probable to move this off-season, the free agency time period. And so shout out to our man J Kidd on the Quest here, flipping this Derek Carr gold, non-rookie as well, but it is gold. Numbered out of 10. He flipped it for $175. Can you guess how much he paid for it? He paid $33.92 for the card originally, turned around and flipped it for $175. You go, Jay. But you can see the upward trend in some of these Derek Carr cards, like his main card. In terms of popularity, Topps Chrome rookie die cut here, PSA 10. That's a nice little increase there from 51 to 85, a 66% increase there. Look at the Prism's probably going to be one of his more popular cards. He does have a few photo variations, but if we look at where that card's at in the last month, we do see a slight increase here up to 3 sales, going from a 52-week low of 28 now to an average of 43. So slight bump. It'll be interesting to see what his stock does throughout the off season. So make sure you are subscribed and hit that little bell notification icon. And if you want to unlock the entire football card experience, including a Discord server with over 10 different channels and backstage written content every single week, doing deep dives on different football card topics, plus you want access to that web app you just saw tracking football graded football card prices through eBay. Check it out in the description below or over at patreon.com/footballcards. Now back to the action. Number 2 is once again going to be Trevor Lawrence because he is on an incredible wave with the Jacksonville Jaguars. They rolled to a comfortable 31-3 victory over the Texans week 17. Never really had to get out of second gear. They scored 4 unanswered touchdowns to open the game between Travis Etienne and the defense. And for the race to the AFC South crown, it's going to come down to week 18 battle against the Titans. But you can see the stock here in Trevor Lawrence, including his base cards, when the man has over 6,000 different rookie cards. We're talking base rated rookie cards here, up an average of 30% to a new trend on his optic. For example, up to $135. This is a card that currently has a pop of 180. That's it. That's because the PSA 9 pop is a lot higher at 475 and is 172 eighths. But you can see the upward trend on the 9s to a new trend of $30, but the 10, a trend of $135, $150 Friday, December 30th. So the card is still a little rare, so you can see the increases going back here from Friday, December 23rd. You could have had to buy it now for 98. You could have turned around and flipped it a week later for 150. If they make it into the playoffs, I predict that Trevor Lawrence cards are going to continue to climb. As you can see here, this is pretty consistent across the board, even the base mosaic, some of the mosaic color choice, the Phoenix Fireburst here up 40% to a trend of 80, so forth and so on. So when I look at the sold items on eBay for Trevor Lawrence, I find, for example, a raw silver prism here for $120. The reason why you didn't see his prism on the most sold graded cards in the past month is because it has an incredibly low PSA 10 gem rate. Very few of those. Very high 9 and 8 rate. Look at the Origins graded SGC 1010 on the on-card auto there for about $700. Very impressive transaction. A lot of these are buy it nows. Going down Monday, going down Sunday. I mean, I'm counting hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of transactions for Trevor Lawrence in the past couple days. The base raw prism, still going for $20, sometimes less, and that's because very low gem rate and also a raw base card. It's important to note that those two factors right there. And like I said, spotlight on Travis Etienne in this game. I am seeing an elevated amount of transactions because he reminded everyone what he's capable of. He produced the longest plays from scrimmage for the Jags as a runner and receiver. He carried the ball 9 times for 108 yards, including that 62-yard scamper where he broke away from the defenders in the second quarter. He caught all 3 targets thrown his way as well for 32 yards. That's a bell cow roll. One reception that even went for 30 yards. So you can see College RPA is about $50. We got some pretty rare stuff selling here. The Optic on-card auto pink velocity numbered out of 50 going for about 100. Beautiful card there. Nice little rookie ticket auto for about 30. So this type of volume that I'm seeing in terms of buy it now and auction sold is going to lead to price increases, especially if the Jacksonville Jaguars make it into playoffs. He was a college running back for Trevor Lawrence as well. Interesting to note. Number 3 this week is actually going to be Daniel Jones. And this goes back to Brian Daboll. Brian Daboll matters. He should win Coach of the Year in my opinion. New York Giants clinched their first playoff berth since 2016 in dominant fashion. And this is where they decimated receiving corps. They win in dominant fashion 38-10 over the Colts. Daniel Jones accounted for more than 250 total yards and 4 touchdowns. And the team's defense allowed the Colts to convert just 3 of 12 third down attempts. Daniel Jones was efficient as a passer with a 79% completion percentage and an 87% adjusted completion percentage after accounting for 4 drop passes, spikes, throwaways, etc. He added 91 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground with a touchdown on a design run and a scramble. If you had Daniel Jones in your Superflex fantasy leagues, picked him up late in those drafts this year, you have absolutely crushed. You have crushed. You probably won your league. Let us know in the comments section below if Daniel Jones helped you win your league this week. And look at the percentage increase across the board. Once again, like Jarrett Stidham, we got 2019 rookie product here. Like Jarrett Stidham, Daniel Jones was trading for about the same prices. Basement, dirt, floor, bottom prices that you will see for PSA 10 base selects, like $20. We're now up 53% to a new trend of $35 in auction, by the way. Heading into this weekend, in fact, you can see the $34.99 on Friday, December 30th. This past week was a great week for football card sales in general. Check out that price increase from the 14th to the 19th in just a 5-day span, going from $390 to $526. The Giants are in the playoffs. I expect these to slowly trickle up as they've now clinched, and who knows, if they win in the first round, these could continue to climb even higher. Here's a great example of an auction that someone could have had a PSA 10 Optic Holo on December 19th for $49, only for it to end Sunday, January 1st for $75. That's a great little flip right there. Number 4 is going to be Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, still one of the front runners for MVP in the league. The Chiefs still one of the top favorites in the league to make it back to the Super Bowl. The Chiefs survived, or not make it back after missing last year, making it back from the year prior to that when they lost to the Bucs. They survived a tough fight from the Denver Broncos, secure a 27-24 win, keep themselves in position to grab that number 1 seed. Travis Kelce, once again, the biggest focus of the Kansas City offense, but it's important to note that Kadarius Toney led the team with 71 receiving yards this week, catching all 4 targets sent his way. Toney averaged 4.7 yards per route run and 2 explosive plays. And you'll see, we'll pop over to Toney cards here in a second, but let's look at the current stock of Patrick Mahomes, and they're holding strong for a guy that has rookie cards this expensive. We're talking base PSA 10. You guys will look at base PSA 10, Trevor Lawrence, other guys from 2020 class. Those are at max, $150, $200. Here we have the Optic base PSA 10 Patrick Mahomes, a pop of almost $4,002, $3,691, holding strong at $910 in auction today, Monday, January 2nd. Including a buy it now of $1,000. That's a very strong market, still very strong. You see that hyper relevancy of an auction last night ending for $1,026. $1,000 buy it now on Saturday night. 52-week high. The playoffs still trying to get back to that playoff price that it was last year. But as you can see, his trend, his market is continually popping around, slowly heading up there. He's just a player that garners a ton of demand. Even his college uniform base cards from Score PSA 10 condition up 10% to a trend of $153, or from Classics almost $150. You just don't see this like base Panini $350. Rookies and stars, you just don't see this with any other player in the league. Here is where the Travis Kelce stacks up 11% now to $214. I want to go and look at the 1-year chart on him and see how that compares to playoff time period last year. Still down slightly from where that playoff time period was, but It is bouncing around that range because somebody grabbed a nice auction on last Tuesday, but this card typically sells for and buy it now around $250 to $275 right now. Travis Kelce Score Retro 1989 score look here, up to an auction on Thursday, December 29th in PSA 10. Only a pop-up 326, sells for almost $200. And all these cards have been selling in auction recently, but you can see the increase there from Sunday, December 18th to Thursday, December 29th of about $60. Kadarius Toney's cards have not really gone up that much. That's because there's a lot of diversification, right? Travis Kelce's the focal point. There's a lot of hype for the rookie Isaiah Pacheco, but lately Jerick McKinnon has been stealing that running back show. And then you've also got Juju Smith-Schuster, who has, seen an average of 7 to 10 targets whenever he's fully healthy. Had a couple down games whenever he was hurt. But when Kadarius Toney's healthy and he's on the field, we know they want to utilize him somewhat of that Mecole Hardman role. Mecole Hardman's still out, and Kadarius Toney's very explosive. So if he's around, he's healthy, he's on the field in the playoffs, he could put up some big spike games. So I could see his prices go up a lot more. It's just notable to mention right here. Immediate takeaway. Number 5 is going to be Tom Brady. I don't think Tom Brady's made this top 10 list all year. Tom Brady plus Mike Evans. Let's go. Battle for the NFC South. Bucks defeat the Panthers 30-24. The win brings the Bucks to 8-8. Clinched the NFC South. Clinched it, baby. While the loss drops the Panthers to the 6-10. They are out. Brady could easily be the standout player today with over 400 yards passing and 4 total touchdowns. Finally getting back to that form he was in last year and 2020. Mike Evans had a career day. 207 receiving yards from 12 targets and 10 catches. Hauled in 3 touchdowns of 63, 57, 30 yards, bombs. Dimes from Brady. His most popular graded card sold in the past 30 days is the Impact. I actually have one of these myself. And this card in PSA 10 condition, currently going for $1,500 and buy it now. It's a pop of $1,000. So compare that to Patrick Mahomes. Brady is still the GOAT. Plus you combine the fact that Brady's rookie cards are way more rare, especially in his pro uniform. Like Brady only has 135 different rookie cards. So you look at his Bowman, base Bowman, which is technically considered like his gold standard next to the Impact. This base Bowman is a gold standard, maybe next to the Upper Deck Victory as well. But check out the current buy it now on that card. Just so good. 7,500. Now, is it down from 1 year? Absolutely. It's still going to be down if you go and look at a 2-3 year chart. However, he's on the trend back up. He's on the positive trend back up finally. Clinch the playoffs. Expect Brady's stock to continue kind of slowly trickle up here the deeper he makes it into the playoffs. Mike Evans autograph cards. Check out that PSA 8 Upper Deck Victory right there. $411. $411, and he's a guy that people will buy. 2012 Topps Chrome, 2006 Upper Deck. Any year. Virtually, especially the more rare it is, it will sell for some money. It could be worth quite a bit depending on how rare it is. Notable, we talked about Mike Evans. Check out how expensive his autograph product is. I know I've got a few of these in my collection as well. He is my PC guy. Mike Evans Select, numbered out of 149. This is a sticker auto, selling for a couple hundo. Gotta love that there. This Topps Prime here, numbered out of 75. Got another sticker auto, selling for $90. Rookie ticket auto here, going for $160. Very nice transaction. Definitely seeing some elevated transactions and hype for the big man Mike Evans on the Tampa Bay Bucks. I want to hear from you guys. You have Tom Brady, Daniel Jones, Mike Evans. What about Christian McCaffrey or maybe Austin Eckler? We're going to get to him in a few minutes. If you won your fantasy championships or it's coming down to the Monday night game tonight, the Bills hosting the Cincinnati Bengals. I mean, this is an incredible Monday night finisher here. So excited for Monday night's game. Let me know in the comment section below where you're at in your fantasy leagues. Do you have any big flips this past weekend? Let me hear you. Light it up. Now back to the action. Number 6, another GOAT. This is what happens when GOATs make the playoffs. And the Packers' playoff hopes are very much alive. So it's going to be a spotlight, number 6 here, to Aaron Rodgers, A.J. Dillon, Aaron Jones, and Christian Watson. They all generate hype. The Green Bay Packers made short work of the Vikings in Week 17, beating the NFC North rivals 41-17. Keep them playoff hopes very much alive. Aaron Jones actually ran wild on Sunday, racking up 111 yards on 14 attempts with 35 yards coming after contact. 3 of his runs went for 10 or more yards. A.J. Dillon had a touchdown. We got a defensive spotlight in this game. First, though, I want to note, look at Aaron Rodgers' base upper deck premiere here, up to a new trend of 158. This is up 25%. So you can see the charts are indicating an upward trajectory in the values. The Phoenix Fireburst here from A.J. Dillon, going from dirt bottom basement prices of $15 to a new trend of $20.75. Same thing with his base Donruss and the green mosaic. That one's just kind of bouncing around 20 still, but it's important to note here that these volume metrics are precursors to the prices going up. And I want to check in on the 2022 mosaic, which was just released. We looked at that for Brock Purdy. Now we're going to look at it for Christian Watson. We're going to look at it for a couple other guys in this video as well. It's going for about a 6 of that of Brock Purdy, but still $102 in auction today, Monday, January 2nd, for the Christian Watson Mosaic Rookie Auto. Very impressive there. Or instead, the base one is, not going for $50, $60. Like, you can look at some red, or you could look at, just the mosaic, silver mosaic with that mosaic squares there, going for about $18, $20, in auction. There's the base one going for about $5 in a buy it now. Plain white envelope. So that's a very good price, because at the end of the day, after his optic, his select, his prism come out, this card is going to be probably 4th in those rankings, like in terms of desirability and hypes. And so, those base mosaic cards are only going to be worth a couple bucks for most of the skill position players. But right now, they're incredibly hot, especially when you combine the fact he's an explosive rookie on a big market team on the cusp of making the playoffs. And a big part of that is Jair Alexander. He turned Justin Jefferson into a ghost. Kirk Cousins didn't even want to test the guy yesterday, but when he did, he forced an incompletion. He'll finish this one with another elite PFF defensive grade. And check out some of the sold transactions. Sold transactions right here on eBay, showing $40 for a rookie ticket auto, buy it now, or even an XR numbered out of 49. Guy doesn't have a ton of rookie cards, so XR orange out of 49 with that rookie autograph, some for about $40. But you can see people want to seek out and buy the cards. These are all from yesterday and today, after what he showed yesterday against the league's best wide receiver. That silver prism rookie ticket auto sold for Saturday, $75. Number 7 is going to be Kenny Pickett, guys. Kenny Pickett with some late game heroics from Najee Harris as well, securing a 16-13 win in Week 17 over division rivals Ravens. Kenny Pickett wasn't asked to do all that much, but he was effective when he asked to drop back, completing 15 of his 27 attempts for 168 yards and 1 touchdown. He recorded 3 big-time throws and didn't record a single turnover-worthy play in the win. He's kind of getting better as the season progresses, and the Steelers' playoff hopes are still alive. They are on the bubble, guys. Check out this appreciation in his Pen Pals Black. This is actually PSA 10. This card has a grade PSA 10 population of 3 now, and look at the price appreciation from December 13th of $222.50 in auction to Monday, January 2nd in a buy now for $450. Great flip there from Punisher Sports Cards, if that was him. Different serial numbers, interesting to note there. So probably 2 different cards that were submitted raw to get graded, came back, they flipped them. Great transaction. His base mosaic is going for about 15, so 3 times more than Christian Watson, but still about 3 times less than that of the Brock Purdy. And that's all those variables that add up: the team, the market size, the current power ranking, the playoff status, plus how well Brock Purdy has played and led his team with how little draft capital he has. You think about it, Kenny Pickett has a lot more different rookie cards than Brock Purdy has, being a first-round draft pick, Brock Purdy being Mr. Irrelevant. So just something to note there. But look at this silver mosaic, $50-$60, so there's still a lot of hype, a lot of buy nows for this guy going down right now. So A lot of people still hyped up for Kenny Pickett. Still a massive market in Pittsburgh. And if they did make the playoffs, these cards are definitely going to keep going up. Definitely. Number 8 is going to be Skylar Thompson. You're going to be asking me, why do I got Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, and Mac Jones? Well, Justin Fields had an extremely polarizing day, like classic Justin Fields day yesterday. Just once again, looking absolutely electric on the ground, but totally anemic through the air. And so it could be said to his wide receivers. But let's talk about Skylar Thompson. Let's get there, and that's why I've got Mac Jones pulled up, because there was a massive battle yesterday with massive playoff implications for the AFC wildcard. The Patriots ended up defeating the Tua Tagovailoa-less Miami Dolphins for a 23-21 win. It is important to note that when compared the 2020 Prism PSA 10 market currently, you can see Joe Burrow leading the way, then Justin Herbert, then Jalen Hurts, who's kind of leveled off here after missing a couple games, but definitely in the playoffs. The Tua market has absolutely tanked now, as his career is clearly in jeopardy with all these concussions and no longer playing, potentially out of the playoffs at this point. The Tua market now down to $30 on the Prism PSA 10. That's lower than the Jordan Love, who is a backup for the Packers. So the Tua market as a whole has absolutely tanked. The Patriots now control their destiny heading into Week 18. If they beat the Bills in Buffalo, who may not have anything to play for if they lose to the Bengals tonight, the Patriots are a wild card team. So that's why I've got Mac Jones pulled up here, because, Mac Jones has quietly been playing much better ball the past few weeks than he did to start the season. He racked up 4 big-time throws against the Dolphins, the second highest such figure of his career, and didn't have a single turnover-worthy play on the day. Now, his stock is not immediately up, right? It's still down because there's so many issues for Mac Jones and the Patriots coming into the season with Bailey Zappi, all that turmoil with Bailey Zappi, and then all the dirty blows and trips and kicks that Mac Jones has been throwing on the field. But in terms of popularity and just average price between these 3 guys that are now the 3 most relevant 2021 quarterbacks, Zach Wilson busting, Davis Mills more or less busting, Trey Lance busted ankle, right? Maybe come back next year with some hype. But we got Trevor up 30% like we talked about. He's on the top 3 list. Mac Jones still down. Look at the trend though under Justin Fields on a potential playoff team. Big difference there in athletic ability. Some people say that rushing quarterbacks don't get as much love, but you can see here that it really comes down to a variety of variables, including the fan base, including the prior, beliefs that the fan base has around the quarterback and what their quarterback should be, right? And that's why Mac Jones took off so much in his rookie season for New England. And that's why Justin Fields, the Chicago fan base is massive. They are rabid for a superstar quarterback athlete. They wanted something different. They got the super mobile Justin Fields out there. They're playing different, new coaching, a lot more of a Baltimore Ravens style offense. Justin Fields looking great on the ground, but super polarized with his performance through the air. It's interesting to note there, just to compare these 3 guys together, but look how popular Justin Fields is. I mean, still a positive trend on the Prism, up to 88. The optics there, 50 compared to that Mac Jones at just 32. So very interesting to be watch these 3 guys over the next few weeks, see what happens. With the dislocated pinky from Teddy Bridgewater and the questions around Tua's concussion still not cleared, Skylar Thompson will be your quarterback for the Miami Dolphins, who still have a shot to get into the playoff. They need a win over the Bills. They need a win versus the Jets, and they need the Patriots to lose against the Bills. So it's likely the Patriots will lose. So if the Dolphins beat the Jets, they could sneak in. This leads some pretty significant hype for Skylar Thompson. 7th round draft pick from Kansas State, but he looked pretty aggressive, pretty solid preseason. Definitely a little shaky in his first regular season start that he had to fill in for another situation where Teddy Bridgewater got a concussion, got injured, and Tua was already concussed. But Skylar Thompson, he's in an offensive system with those weapons and the coaching from Mike McDaniels that he could be successful, similar to Brock Purdy. And you got to think that his cards could be going up. So I am seeing some sold volume from him. Looking at the mosaic silvers, the base mosaics, about the same as Christian Watson right now. As a quarterback for a starting team that could potentially make the playoffs, we could see these go up a lot more. So we are seeing some volume now. and the volume could get a lot higher. Definitely wanted to point that out and see what his mosaics are going for. Same thing with Kenneth Walker, who is actually going to be our number 9 because Seahawks playoff hopes are still very much alive. They mathematically eliminated the New York Jets from the playoff contention. For an NFL leading 12th consecutive season, the Jets will miss the playoffs. Meanwhile, the Seahawks keep their hopes alive. 8-8 record, and Kenneth Walker III is making a serious push here late in the season for Offensive Rookie of the Year. The second round running back ran for 133 yards on 23 carries. 109 of those yards came after contact, man. He looked like he did at Michigan State. Check out all this demand for his cards, a variety of different cards. Got a lot printed in a lot of product. There's a Mosaic blue chips going for $5 there. Pretty common insert. His base Mosaic still selling for a couple bucks. But that Prism draft picks, or Mosaic draft picks, excuse me, sticker auto, non-rookie yard shield, by the way, and college uniform, still selling for like $60. Check out this Mosaic football tessellation, 01 out of 15. I personally have not seen this tessellation yet this year, so we're kind of looking at it together. Very interesting. Got like a kaleidoscope feel to it. But some pretty cool color match, obviously very rare, but that serial number there out of 15. Plus, it's the first one in the sequence. Cards appears to be in great condition. $350. Kind of gives you an idea of that demand for Kenneth Walker III. Number 10, we already know Justin Herbert and the Chargers clinched, but they ran rampant over the Rams in Week 17, beat them 31-10 and moved to 10-6. And we got a big spotlight. It's Herbert plus Austin Eckler. Austin Eckler ran the ball just 10 times and saw just 4 targets in the passing game, but he was the star in this game, guys. He racked up 122 rushing yards. That's 12.2 yards per carry, 2 scores, forced 2 missed tackles along the way, monster breakaway touchdown, 39 yards and 2 first downs. A pass catcher, seal the deal for fantasy managers across the nation. And if chances are, if Austin Eckler helped you win your league, you can see the positive trend up in Justin Herbert because he's the quarterback, Chargers, playoffs, big market, yada yada. Big breakout season for Herbert in his rookie year. Still probably not his all-time peak because he was very hyped up coming into this season. But look at the market of Austin Eckler, who only has like 15 or 20 different rookie cards. The Select being one of the main ones. That base Select from 2017 for Eckler going for $20, or a 9 going for $65. Check out that rookie ticket auto for probably around $150, $175. So yeah, man, check out this. If Austin Eckler, check out this sold transaction from yesterday with the event sign autograph, but PSA DNA certified here. Got a 10 on the auto, authentic. Austin Eckler, number 34, bolt up, baby, $250. Let's go. Other major takeaways. Cade Otton, tight end for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers rookie. His stock is on the rise as well. Interesting investment there. Yet to be seen if Gronk is actually going to come back. What's going to happen to Tom Brady next year? But Cade Otton, Cameron Brate was a healthy inactive for this game. Kyle Rudolph hasn't been used all year. Cade Otton is the primary tight end receiving option for Tom Brady. His stock is definitely up. Trey McBride for the Arizona Cardinals also had somewhat of a breakout game yesterday, so there's some rookie tight end stock on the rise there. A lot of question marks right now around the Las Vegas Raiders, and I would say the quarterback situation for the New York Jets after throwing a few interceptions yesterday and an anemic offense against the Seattle Seahawks. I don't know if Mike White showed enough to the Jets to be the starting quarterback in 2023. So tread lightly with the Jets quarterback situation, whether it's Mike White, Zach Wilson, Joe Flacco, Chris Streveler. I don't know who the starter is going to be for their final week, but they done, man. They eliminated. So I know that's going to leave a really bad taste in the mouth of the Jets front office. Big game tonight, Bills at the Bengals. I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank God for a Bucs win this week and a clinch. I'll see you guys in the next video this week. Questcast with Carter, live with Steve for some live eBay sniping, looking at week 18 in the playoffs, baby. Let's go. All right, I'll see you guys there. Peace.